Okay. So today's experiment would be, actually, we talked about a lot of things, right? We talked about how universe is giving us so much of messages and which we are not listening at all. Correct? I think the second or the third one was that. Now we enhance it a little more for this experiment. Okay, this is actually just, it requires half an hour time for us to speak. Anyway, we've done with half an hour. So I will ask one question. Let's see how many of us are really paying attention to the nature. Okay. Anybody here know whether the moon is waxing side or waning side? That is, are we moving towards the full moon day or we are moving towards new moon day? Let me ask this way.
It's growing. It's growing.
We are moving towards the
Full
wax.
moon.
Yeah.
New moon.
Full
Towards
moon.
full.
Full moon.
Full
Full
moon.
moon.
Full
Full
moon.
moon, sorry. Full moon.
Okay, wonderful. Now, of course, it's full moon. Now, when I heard this question, the first, to be very honest, I'm talking all full honesty. The first thing which came to my mind was Neha B, to be more precise. Why? Because she asked me one question, I think few weeks back or something. At that time, I happened to see the calendar for the lunar things. They were not bad. At least there are things which are coming to my awareness, which is making me be aware of the nature. Right? How good that is. And then it is true. There are so many such things in our lives which are there in the nature, which we are not paying attention to. The more you pay attention to the nature, there is something very weird which will start changing your life. Why it is like that? Time and again, people say that you spend time in the nature and a lot of things will solve for you. Why is like that? Can anybody tell me? It's a thought. It's not who is right or wrong. It's just a discussion and it's a thought.
See, more of grounding.
One is grounding, I agree.
Fresh air.
What is that?
Fresh air. Health-wise, it improves. When you are in the nature, more of oxygen and all sort of things.
Okay, that is being present in the nature. That's what you're trying to say. I'm saying being aware of the nature. Okay. Once again, Neha. That Neha B.
So the reason of knowing all of it is because you work in sync as part of nature. So you got to know how every cycle, every movement, every month, how it's affecting your body. And also the universe's energies are there for you to make the best use of. So it helps you understand what food you should eat on what day, how you should make the maximum benefit of everything that's happening around you. So that as much as the earth is getting nurtured, you also get nurtured in sync with the cycles of the universe. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now the session is over, so we can leave. Because she summarized the whole thing.
See, I'll put it in a different way also, Eshanye. See, our body is 72 or more of the water.
Okay.
And this moon has a direct proportionally affects our body because of the water. And the
Okay.
water, yes. The maximum, even in our period cycle, it is 28 days. That
Absolutely.
Each and every day is a different.
Yeah,
you
even the
realize-
baby birth, 9 lunar months they are. They are
Yeah,
not
9
the
months, yes.
solar months.
They are, yes.
Okay, you're right, Parveen. I'm extending that more than the moon. So what happens, Dr. Kavita? Do you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to add to this.
Tell me.
I also want to say that when we are thinking and relating ourselves to nature, then because nature is so closely related to the source.
Yes.
Its manifestation. We directly
Yes.
link our energies to the source,
Yes.
to the
Yes.
nature.
Yeah. So you are absolutely right.
We
All
coexist with
of
nature. Yeah.
all of you, whatever you said is really good. What we have to understand is there is a rhythm. There is a rhythm in the nature. Okay? Like every day, sun comes at exactly some time, it goes down at exactly some times, and the lunar days, and how the the brightness or the intensity of the sun throughout the year, everything has a rhythm, and our life has to be aligned with that rhythm. When we lose that rhythm, we get into diseases as well as bad fate, and nothing works. Okay? So the more you are aligned, aware of, and being with the nature, the more you will be aligned with the universe. Now, we are also part of the universe, right? We are also part of the nature, but we have the capacity to mess with the nature. Whereas the trees, the animals, they don't. So the purest form of the manifestation of the universe is actually the nature. And we have been corrupted, our own self, right? So how do you get back to that rhythm is just purely following the nature. And when you get into that rhythm, it's like going back home if you're away from home. It's like the feeling of um, a sigh of relief. It's like you don't have to put any lot of effort. You're taken care of. All you need to do is just be and live. That is the feeling you get if you are aligned with the nature. Now, alignment with the nature is all about knowing, okay, whether moon is waxing, moon is coming down or whatever. Am I able to see the stars properly? And how am I responding to all of that? How my body is responding to that? How my mind is responding to that? How my family is responding to that? How my food is being responding to that? We must be following some kind of a rhythm actually. Unknowingly, we are doing that. Maybe we can fine tune a little bit more so that we are at the best potential and the best health. Okay, so I have okay, the actual exercise is different, but last time also we gave 3. No, anybody remember what was the first one? I don't remember the first one. Some exercise we did last time.
How can it be better than this?
Is that last time what we did? No, I think that's previous to that.
Okay.
You're right. That was also extra added thing other than the experiment. Gosh. what
Last
happened to
time
my
was
mind?
like, yay, I got it for the money manifestation.
I don't know. Somehow I feel that there are 2 things which we did, or maybe I'm wrong. Okay, forget that part, whatever I said. But today, the exercise, which is slightly difficult for people, but I want everybody to try. One is people who have something against maths will come out of it because this is beautiful. And people who are at ease with maths will enjoy it even better because this is a practical application. Okay, now I'll just show you in the whiteboard. And all of you have to do this only till the new moon time. When is new moon? Can anybody tell me? It's 27th. Okay. So the current moon, waxing moon is at 25% now. It's called quarter moon. So I want you to, all of you after this, want to make a graph. You all see what I'm writing?
Yes.
Okay. So this is moon time. This is 19th. Today is 19th. Okay, so 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So this is full moon. Please excuse me, my horrible this thing. Okay, this is full moon. Okay, this is 27. Okay, got it? So this is moon day. Okay. Now here I want you to do 0 till go 10. This is a scale. Do you all see, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay? This is 0 to 10 scale. Now, every day before you sleep, I want you to start putting the graph as how happy were you today? In a scale of 0 to 10. Okay, I was happy. Today I was really happy today. Yeah, I actually was very happy today. So 19th, I put it like this. Use sketch pen and etc. to denote different things. Okay. Now blue color may be my happiness quotient every day. Green color may be my health quotient. Did I feel really good health wise? Did I feel energetic? Did I do exercise? Okay, so next day some happiness quotient comes somewhere here and my exercise quotient is here. Okay, like that. Okay, you can have your money graph. Anything you start putting it until 27th, 0 to 10. How was it for you? Did you feel cranky? Okay, so I felt really, let's assume, I'm assuming here, I felt really cranky at this time. This is my crankiness indicator. Okay. Now you'll get an idea. After that, probably you'll make a graph like this, something like that, let's say. Then you get an idea. Is this full moon and this monacycle affecting me, these things? And accordingly, you can change next month. The days when you're feeling extremely low in energy, maybe you can have some bit of juice, everything, and increase your energy stuff. Did you all understand how do you do this? So I want you to make a graph till 27 of all of this. Okay? Some of the things which you people should do is maybe write it down. Money related. Okay, let's have some few things like that. Let's write it down. One is money and health. Then happiness. Happiness is also a sadness feeling, but we will put it positive thing. If you're saying less happy, that means you are a little bit of sad anyway. So happiness quotient. Then health we wrote, money wrote. We wrote energy. How much energy you had. So 1, 2, 3, 4 we had. So means use 4 different colors or use a circle, triangle, or whatever. And you figure it out till 27th how this Mona cycle changed you. Okay, or how this is affecting you. Crankiness also you can put.
What's that?
Being cranky. If you're unnecessarily getting agitated with people. Okay. So now, if you're aware of this, that itself will tell you, hey, I know it must be the vaccine time. That's why it's happening. The same thing you can do for waning time also and find out. Okay. Now, for some reason, you felt extremely happy. 10 you put it. At that time, you find out what is that you did that day or who made your day. And you know that that particular activity is one thing which will always make you happy and give you a lot of high energy. So the day when you need really that much of energy, Maybe you talk to that person or do that particular activity so that you can pump yourself high. Okay? These are all for us to make ourselves feel better. These are all small little tricky things which you do it for yourself so that you can always bounce back. But to do that, we should be aware of ourselves, right? And how much are we aligned with nature, we need to know, right? So that is the whole point of doing that. Now, the more you pay attention to wars, Ukraine wars and Gaza wars and that war, this war, and how much of the stock market going down and blah, 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 we are not attributing, we are not taking care of ourselves anyway. Because we are getting influenced by the part of the life which is made up actually. They are not the truth of this world. They're trying to make you listen to something which they want. They are creating perception in our heads. Okay, so at least if you try till 27th, you will know by just aligning with nature how much you can actually change yourself. The more you pay attention to these news channels, the more you will bring that into your own life, and it's not required. Okay, I hope people understood what I'm trying to say. So these are called biorhythms. And the more you align yourself to the biorhythms, the more your life will be better because you are part of the nature. And we have forgotten how to be that. I'll give you another example for you. This I always religiously follow. The winter part is about hibernation in most of the places in the winter. Okay? Even apple flowers, even though they flower, it may not be so fruitful. So they have to go under hibernation. And the trees will collect their saps. They keep themselves warm because of the sap. And when the spring starts, that is somewhere in February, March, the full energy comes out. Okay? That is the time even bees will make a lot of honey. So these are all biorhythms. Now, if you align your life to that, naturally everything will be all right because that is the nature rhythm. So if you're trying to, let's say, trying to get a job, naturally you won't get any job during December. And we can say that everywhere the December holidays are there, people are not planning to hire, so I won't get. Of course, this is the biorhythm too. Nature is in hibernation. You are not supported at all. So you may get your job in February, March. So what do you do till that time? Do not fight for it. Do not, just go bonkers about it. Rather plan it. Make yourself, learn something new. Or, if you're planning to hold a workshop, there is no point holding the workshop in December. Nobody will register. Rather plan for the workshop and have it in February, March time. Plan it out. Always try to align with the nature. Follow the nature. It will give you very good hints. Okay, that's one thing. There is also, we are also following the 28th day of the lunar cycle, right? The period cycle. So you know when is your most fertile time. That is the time whatever you do will be fruitful. Align that also. Align that to the lunar cycle. Find out which are the most fertile days of the lunar cycle from the calendar. Do something at that time. Rest of the time, what do? Prepare yourself, plan yourself, take rest. Because that is what is called as biorhythm. And the moment you are in the biorhythm, you feel extremely peaceful and nice. And you don't feel guilty to take time off. Right? So first and foremost is we need to Observe the nature. What does that mean? Stop watching your Netflix for some time. Go just look out the window. You may be in an apartment, it doesn't matter. If you're in an apartment, high-rise building, then you can look at the sky and you can just see a lot of things there. You get a different perspective of the ground. That's so beautiful. From top view, like an eagle you can see. So everything, use it for your advantage, but observe the nature. Spend some time, 20 minutes at least outside, and see how your body reacts to that. How your body naturally becomes happy, observing small little tiny things which are, according to human beings, are insignificant. You know, I have a small little pot, a bowl, little bit. I put water in my garden and I sit and observe how many bulbuls come there. They take bath, and when they're taking bath, how they fight with each other. And, you know, I just mimic in my head that this, it must be telling the other bulbul like this. You know, I want to take bath first. You get lost. Go sit there like that. And the other bulbul will be just, it's so beautiful. You can just spend the time watching there. And now recently peacocks are coming. And it's even more nicer to see how peacocks actually watch from the side eye like that. And then all of that. And I have a cat inside. It's a very, very, it's scared of peacocks also. So it prefers to sit inside and watch the peacocks like that. And it's so beautiful to watch all of this. And you don't feel like watching any Netflix after that because it's nice. And there is so much talking happening actually. So much they're telling. And it's a beautiful thing that slowly you start understanding what they're talking. Right? It's a beautiful thing. So I'm sure everywhere, even a little caterpillar will tell you a lot of things. It will have an attitude. And it is so nice to see the personality of this caterpillar. Okay, so try that for this. This is practically which we are going to do for this entire week. Now I want to tell you a story or thing about this guy. What's his name? What is his name? I'll tell you that. The Jurassic Park writer. Anybody know?
Arthur Conan Doyle.
No. That he's different. Jurassic Park. Okay, his name is Michael Crichton. Right? He's actually a doctor, medical doctor. When he left that and he became to write books and to write the screenplay of the movies, etc. Now, he's also the screenwriter for TV show ER. Okay. Now this guy went for a workshop to somebody. As part of that, he went to California desert and they was doing a lot of things. They were trying to learn the mindfulness and they were trying to learn the nature related stuff. And the task for him was to talk to the cactus there in the desert. So it was a week-long thing, and the week-long he was continuously talking to the cactus, which was not talking. But he was told to talk to the cactus and have a conversation. So he tried. And the last day, he literally cried because he practically heard the cactus telling, it's been good having you here with me all these days. And when it said that, he just felt, oh my gosh, it just finally spoke to me and he cried. Okay, and then he went back home. But he was a believer. He was thinking that what's the use of doing all of these things when you cannot practically see how it influences your life? He felt like, okay, I went there for one whole week, had some crazy time talking to the cactus, and which finally I heard, but I might have made it up in my head. So it's all no good because it's not real. What good it is that I can't apply this in my life? That's what he was thinking. Okay? But he said after 8 months, when he looked back, and then he said that everything of his had changed. His relationship changed. In fact, he changed his residence to a better place where he was with the nature. He could understand. His work became very nice and beautiful, where everybody became cordial. His food diet improved, and his interest changed, and his goal in his life became simple and beautiful. He says that it all happened because of the time he spent in the nature, and especially talking to that cactus. So when we do this, at that time, we don't know what is happening. But you will know the result after 6 to 8 months' time. Right?
Mm.
So that is the whole point of getting and being with the rhythm of the nature. And how it contributes to your life is it makes you align with it, and it just makes you part of the nature. That is getting in touch with your own true self. We are truly natural beings, but we have manipulated ourselves. So truly, when you start becoming that, just by observing that, you will become that. That is all he's telling. Just by observing that, you will become that. And it's as simple as that. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do meditation. You don't have to do any of that. Just observe it. And unknowingly, without knowing, you will be part of the rhythm. That's why it's one of the most beautiful and easiest thing to do in our life. And it's an investment, investing in the nature, so that you get huge, big returns. Okay.
Senya, that means we are supposed to speak to any plant, is it? Some plant.
Yeah, that is exactly the experiment of today. Okay, so I will tell you that now, revealing that. Okay. Now, what happens is, once you start being with the nature, you will forget, or you will stop thinking that you know everything. You know, that is exactly controlling your ego. Of course, we all should have ego, which is an identity, but you don't know anything. That's what you will realize. Because trees can communicate, birds can communicate, and there is something complex system which is going on, which is so much more beautiful and so much more healthier, so much more harmony is there, which is we lack in our life. And when that happens, it is at its best. Actually, nature is at its best. That means our capabilities can be that much, but we are not. Okay, so when you start shedding that, I don't seem to know anything, what I know is just probably 0.1%, there is so much to learn from the nature to be the best self of mine, then everything you'll start discovering. Right? So this week's experiment is to constantly talk to a tree, if you want, or a pot, maybe you have a plant, or some animal, if you have a dog, cat, whatever. You would have already established a communication with it. Maybe you're too good at it. Then in that case, you think that you'll choose another different thing, and then you go on talking. And try to find out what it is talking you back. And try to write it down. You may feel that I'm all making it up in my head. Who cares? If it's a beautiful message for you, just believe it, it's told you. because it's not coincidental that it's just arrived in your head. Okay? So maybe you walk in your neighborhood and which you have not noticed at all, that kind of a plant you will notice. And you don't have to go touch, hug, and all that. You don't have to do all of it. You just have to talk to it. And let's see by the end of the next week what it will tell us, like the cactus which told him.
Isha, I would like
Yes.
to share my experience.
Tell me.
So last year only I started gardening in my house. Basically, my mother she started it, and then it came into my hands. I'm not having hands-on experience doing it. So all I do was like pull out the weeds and water it regularly. And when I'm not in the place where I felt like my plants need water, it has really worked during the summertime. I was there in my mother's place and my plants were there in my house. Whenever I asked the universe for the rain, I got the rain in the month of May during the peak summer. And twice I had to come. I came in between, I watered the plants, and then I went. But it is so miraculous. After me coming over here to my place, there were hardly any rain. But during that time when I wasn't there, it did rain whenever, and I had abundance of water. Like it used to rain that my plants sent away for the next 2-3 days.
Absolutely.
And later, after 4 or 5 days, again I will pray, and then it happened. I think that's when you started all this manifestation. I think first experiment and all you started. I used to be a very active during that time. Then in between, I went off the scene. And after me coming over here, to my house, I still have a jasmine plant. One or two used to bloom, every now and then. Then suddenly I noticed that the all the leaf and flowers, everything got withered. I was really disappointed. And totally, it was brownly, so crisp, and everything. All I could see was only the sticks with that out, And it was really disheartening to see that. I was trying to pull it out. I thought, okay, it's gone. So I was trying to pull that, but it wasn't coming. Okay, so I wanted to discard it so that I can at least use it for something else. For some reason, it didn't come out, and then it went off my thought, and I left it. One sudden day, after 4 or 5 days, morning, I am waking up to see around 50, 60 flowers are there in that pot. I was like amazed because all I wanted to throw that, because I was also relating to what is going in my life. I thought, okay, it's done, chalo, it's gone. I have to accept it. And this suddenly, when it came, and I have a couple of hibiscus plants also. The plant keeps growing, but there are no flowers. So I thought, okay, what's the point? I'm not able to see any flowers in this. Suddenly, I'm noticing different hibiscus flowers are blooming here and there. I forgot what color flower only used to be there in that pot. No, this was nothing on the earth can give you that happiness and satisfaction. The moment when I saw all this, witnessing and relating to how life can be miraculous. And once I think you need to let go some things that you shouldn't go about chasing it. That time it comes to you. These
Yeah.
are when a thought which came. Now again, after some time, now I see that there is no flowers. But this time, I said, Chalo, I know you will come after that
Yeah.
time. Now this is your time. You are like,
So it also teaches you
Yeah.
patience. It also teaches you to have hope. And a lot of things you'll learn from that.
Yeah.
From plants and there's even more like it's there are umpteen number of examples where people can actually talk through the plants and send messages. So there are lots actually. Plants talk with each other. They have a network. Their own network is there. And then all of that can be made use of, provided you are in tune with these plants. So that requires you to spend time there and understanding and enjoying and talking, because of course you don't need to spend money to talk to your plant, and it's very satisfying. Dr.
When I
Kavita?
plant only. Morning, every morning I see, how is there flowers or something. I go touch, feel it. I like, I really talk to it in my heart, not openly. Thanks for blooming and giving me that happiness for the day. And it's a very beautiful feeling when you say only I'm actually aware of I am doing all these things.
That is true. That is exactly what I'm saying, that in rhythm with the nature. Yeah.
Shani, can I share something?
1 second, Parveen. Let's talk to Dr. Kavita. She's raised a hand. After that, we'll talk to you. Yeah, Dr.
So,
Kavita.
Isha, I wanted to ask you, when we are talking to these plants, see, I'm staying in on the 30th floor, and there are hills around me and lots of trees at a distance. So can I talk to the hill or to
Yes,
the
of
trees
course.
at a distance?
So the hill is something you will observe. You
Okay.
observe the quality of the hill. And is there any way that I can get the quality of the hill to me?
Hmm.
It's
Right.
like that, because you can't, maybe you can try talking to the hill. Maybe it wants to be your friend and it's a good friend. You don't know. Try it out. Try with
Or-
everything.
Or to a distant tree. Like, can I talk
You can
to a
do
tree?
that.
Which
You
is,
can do
yeah?
that. You can do
Okay.
that.
Wonderful.
Anything with nature, you try it out and you tell us how beautiful it is afterwards. Okay?
Wow. Thanks.
Thank you. Parveen.
Yeah, I've got a very long experience with plants. It was during my childhood, one of our Mali used to come and he used to stand for about 15 minutes and look each and every pot plant in the garden. At that time, I was thinking that has come cycling and then he's taking rest. But later on, I felt that he sees each and every plant. So I learned it from him.
Beautiful.
And I've revived many of the plants, even mines, lemons, mangoes, trees for flowering and garden. To cut the story short, this time, as everyone knows, I was in Delhi, and even my chrysanthemum didn't bloom.
Is that because of the pollution in Delhi?
No, because I was in Delhi. I'm talking about Chandigarh. My house is in Chandigarh.
You were
But I was
away.
not there to look after them, not talk to them, not
You
take
know
care of
what?
it.
Wherever you are from there, you talk to them and see whether it
Actually,
is
I was too
blue.
much busy because my husband was not well. I didn't even talk distantly also. At times I do that also, but this time I didn't. But I revived number of plants in my friends' houses and everything, flowering, planting, everything.
It's
I got a
beautiful.
very long experience of the plants.
So nice, Parveen, to hear that. Okay, so 2 things for us to do this week. One is have your graph. Know about you more. How you are aligned, how you are misaligned, you'll know. Second thing is talk to anything which is of nature. Like it can be tree, it can be a hill, it can be your pets, it can be any dumb creature around you. And see how it's so much more in tune with the nature than you. So is there any possibility that I align with that so that I get all the benefits of the nature? Because they are more pure than us. They're more aligned with the nature than us. Okay? That's what we are going to do.
One thing more
And
I'd like to share.
yes,
When
Parveen.
I talk to lizards and the worms and the rats which are in my house troubling me, they go away when I talk to them.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
like this
I know what
also.
you're saying.
Yeah.
I gave an ultimatum for a big group of whatever you call that ants. What do you call group of ants? Ants only, right? Okay. They were irritating me like anything, and then I told them that this continues, then I'll have to put the what is that? We put that,
Insecticide.
right? Yeah.
Insecticide.
So
It's
I
better you
was
don't.
like, kept talking to them, kept talking to them. In fact,
Ultimately, they went away.
I put a sticky note saying that get lost. Okay. And then I really don't know what happened.
They went
After a
away.
week or two, they just went away. Maybe because it started becoming cooler or whatever. They just shifted their eggs and went away somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's
This
really fun, you
right
know.
methods now.
It's so fun. I can't tell you. People think that Joyce is crazy, but then that's what it is. It's so much fun talking to them and treating them as just one of you. Okay. So another thing I want to tell you, which is yes, Neeta.
Yeah, I'm going to try the ant one, Eshanya, what you said, get lost.
Yeah. But maybe they have to be taught very nicely. I did that.
Okay.
You know, there
Okay.
was 5 things: Sama, Veda, Bhava, Danda. I used all of it. I didn't go to the Danda part, but I used all of it. And then they just went away. You know, that's how it is. I don't like to use pest control on them, but then as much as possible. Actually, you know, this is a kind of a ant, which if you put a bit of silver, they will go away.
Oh,
But they are on the wall. How do I put the silver there? So that's why I was just like, put the silver somewhere, and I said, get lost now. Like that.
okay. Okay, I'll try the silver also now.
Silver.
Because it really
Okay.
hurts me to kill them with the pesticide or
So you can
something.
break their
It really
lines.
hurts.
I did that also. I broke their lines properly. I put some
I
perfume so
tried.
that they don't have the scent. I tried
I
all of
did.
it. But it was
I
so
tried that.
fun doing all of it, you know. It was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Try all of
Thank
that.
you.
Talk to them. Okay.
Yeah.
So another thing. Next week is holiday for us. So I'm not going to meet up anybody until January. Okay. So we'll meet up January first week or the second week. We'll decide on that. But all of you have a great time.
Happy New
Continue
Year.
your experiment. Happy New Year to everybody.
Yes,
And
happy.
Yeah.
truly, I had the whole wonderful year with all of you. And I would very much want to have the next year also.
Same here.
Wonderfully talking to all of you. Let's discover new things. Let's have fun.
Yes.
It's
Thank
been a
you.
beautiful journey so
Thank
far with you.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. I also had all of you. I'm so happy that all of you are in my life. So
Thank
it's
Happy New Year
beautiful.
and God bless.
Happy New Year to
Yeah, Happy
everybody.
New Year. Happy
Thank
New
you,
Year to
Isha.
everybody.
Wonderful,
Thank you,
wonderful.
Eshanye.
Thank you.
It doesn't mean that you stop this 1 week till 27th test. Please do it. We discuss about it the first thing when we meet again. Okay?
Isha,
Isha,
what do
have
you
a
mean when
doubt
you say
here.
you put silver?
What is that, Neha? Just coming back, Anita. What's that, Neha?
What do you mean when you say you put silver? What silver?
Some silver, no, either silver anklet or something, put silver item.
Actually, metallic silver.
Ah, metallic silver. Then they'll go away. That's a particular type of ant. I don't know what
Okay.
you call that in English. I know what we call in Kannada, but that's what it is. Okay.
What is it called in Kannada?
Not all ants will do that. Some
Which
particular
ant?
type of ant. That ant which doesn't bite you and they're like you just do oof like that, they've just spread.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they're in huge groups.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you can try that. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nita. Anita,
Thank
you had some doubts.
Isha, you told about the graph. So we have dates you have given on the x-axis. On the
Yeah.
y-axis, you have given the,
Quotient,
scale.
0 to 10 scale. Yeah.
Scale. And you told about few parameters, the 5 parameters that you've given. So
Uh-huh.
for each date, you will mark so that will become an
Correct.
individual
So, for
graph,
example, 19th today, find
Huh.
out how happy you are. How in the scale of 0 to 10. So 19, you go above. And here I felt at the scale of 5, I felt happy. So you put it in that place as 5, a dot. Then next day, 20th. It's best to do it in the evening because you know the whole day. So
on
20th,
oh, sorry.
20th, you go above. Again, you find out your happiness 5 out of 0 to 10 where you are. The meeting point is where you put a dot. Same day you do with how do you feel about money today? Okay. How do you feel about your energy today? How do you feel about whatever, like that. So you put, 2 things where it meets is where you put the dot.
So on the 27th
join
day,
the
we will
dots.
have around 5 lines going up and down.
Exactly. Then you'll know how, as per the moon, your mind or your, I don't call it fate, your destiny is changing or your life is changing. And you'll be able to make a change based on this data. This, you specifically should be doing it 2-3 times to know consistently that's what it is. Otherwise, you can't arrive at a exact idea. But then you can always try. And you can always try whether 15 days of waxing, this is how I behave. 15 days of waning, how I behave, the new moon type. All of this will give you a big insight about you. I used to do my happiness quotient during the COVID time. And I found I was actually really happy during that time. It's fantastic actually how you map it and see. And the moment you start paying attention to that, unknowingly you are making yourself more happier because you want to see a good graph.
Actually, this morning I was decluttering a few things. I got my daughter's graph new notebook.
You can use
I
graph
was
for
thinking, like, what is point of having this?
how does
And
it
I
get
just look at
better
it with
any
some
better
pride.
than this?
Now you told I'm so excited to do this graph work now.
Beautiful,
Thanks, teacher.
beautiful. Thank you all. We'll see you in January. Okay, take care. All the best.
Happy New Year to
Bye.
all.
Happy New
Thank you,
Year to
teacher.
all.
Happy New
Happy New
Bye.
Year.
Year to
Thank you.
everybody
Thank you.
and
Thank
to you,
you.
Isha.
Thank you, Isha.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Isha.
Bye. Thank
Bye.